There we go. Hey guys, hope you guys are all doing well. Let me make sure everything's working on my part. There we go. Alrighty, and I think we're good. Okay, sweet. Sorry, I'm moving some stuff around today. What I've been able to do, what I've done today is basically, I usually have my charts on my left-hand side of my screen and all the YouTube stuff on the right-hand side. I've kind of switched it up a little bit today, and you'll see. You guys won't notice a difference, but I notice a massive difference, and that's the main point here for help me with making these videos a little bit easier for you. So, oh, Loki says hello. Loki is a very spoiled dog today. We went shopping. I took my mom shopping and my sister shopping today. So I took us to Stadium Thriftway, got everybody some pepperoni and salami and stuff like that. Premium sandwich meat, I guess you would say. And I'm gonna get some Loki some treats here very fast. And then I went to Whole Foods, got a bunch of blackberries. I should probably grab some blackberries. Actually, I could really use some blackberries. Raspberries, olives, a whole bunch of stuff for Whole Foods. And then we went to a meat place called Stewart's, where I got a whole bunch of just like ribs, andouille sausage. I bought my mom as a gift. Actually, I got her alligator andouille sausage. I got for myself some andouille sausage that's like Cajun flavored or something like that. So it was a pretty fun day, guys. Thanks for asking, and it's been a really good Friday here. All right, one more, Loki, one more. Yeah, it's time to stream. See those long claws? I need to trim those suckers. I tried to trim him last night, but he wasn't having it. Loki. Ah, dude, that hurt. Ow. He doesn't realize how sharp his teeth are anymore. But I'm the only one he bites. He doesn't bite everybody else. He ran over to the neighbors, say lots of hugs, get belly rubs. Me, when I'm feeding him food, he'll chomp. Unless he's like, it's when he's hyper. It's actually just when he's hyper. All right. Okay, everybody, let's get down to it. Before we get started here, you know, it was a really bad day in the stock markets. Crypto markets, not so much. If you guys watched my video today, you guys can ask any questions you guys want to about what my mindset is about buying and things of that nature. I have started to buy in just a little bit here. And we'll talk about why, of course. You guys kind of know my premise of why I'm buying. If you guys have been following the channel for at least a few weeks here, you guys know what I'm thinking here. Okay, the one thing I'm going to do before I start, I just want to check one thing out, so just bear with me. The reason is you guys may know I have like a faint music coming on this stream right now. Excuse me, I really actually want to hear if this is like an acceptable level, or it's too loud, or what's going on here. So let me, oh, sorry, I'm getting let's see. It's not too bad. Okay, it's not too bad. All right, I can live with that, guys. I can live with that. All right, but hey, Nico, hey, Caleb, hey, Discount Killer, hey, Tony, and hey, Far From Broke. Happy to see you guys back, of course. Oh, and for you, Discount Killer, Far From Broke, and Island Time, tomorrow I will be doing a membership only stream, and it should be like a pretty long one. I'm thinking of doing it for like a solid 2 hours. Of any questions you guys have about any particular stocks or crypto, we're going to be doing a deep dive. Crypto is going to be much more difficult just because if people keep on asking about crypto, you're going to hear the kind of the same general answer over and over again. But for those people that want to do stocks, you know, asking about any stock, any plan, we can do a deep dive into option flow data, everything. And instead of like looking at coins for maybe 1 to 3 minutes, we're going to be looking at coins and stocks for maybe up to like 10 to 15 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes per coin per stock. So we're going to be doing a little more of a deep dive per coin. So I don't imagine many people are going to be watching, since it's going to be a Saturday and it's only going to be available to members. But for those people that, you know, want the information and want to make some good trades, I'll be here as a resource for you guys. Okay. Now let's head on over here, everybody. I think most of you guys have probably already heard from other streamers, other people on YouTube. The market just today. I mean, here we go. The Dow, NASDAQ, S&P all just went kaput. S&P down 1.72, NASDAQ down 1.8, and the Dow down 1.62. Of course, guys, it just was not a good day. Amazon was down 3%. Tesla was down 4.5%. It's not the stuff you guys want to see here. Just not the stuff you guys are looking for. Although I guess it's the stuff we were expecting. It's what we were expecting, but not what we want to see. If you can expect it, you can make money off it. Let's say that. Okay. So, you know, over the next few weeks, here's kind of my plan, and, you know, I'll kind of wrap everything, together as we go along here, because, you know, you guys for the most part understand my plan, I think a little bit, but now we'll kind of put it into technical form of why I'm doing this now and why, you know, what's going on. So we all know that we've been expecting these cluster drops, and these cluster drops have been pretty profitable so far here. What you guys are going to be mostly looking at today is what I'm paying attention to is this 2-to-1 Gann level. My hope here is is that we can actually bounce off of this 2-to-1 Ganfin level. Maybe over the next few weeks, we can try to make a larger move because, you know, everybody's getting so freaked out over inflation and how it might cause the market to go down even more next week. What I decided to do, instead of doing a larger buy-in position right here and just hoping we stay above the Ganfin level, I'm doing something more of a smaller position. You know, whereas normally I might toss anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 for a trade like this, I'm just tossing in 1,000. And what I'm going to be hoping for here is a little bit more of a reversal. My average right now is around 18,500, like 70, like an 8 or something like that. So like 18,570. Let's just go. Or 60. Let's do 60. And I bought it this morning, you know, before I posted that video. So I actually bought it in this zone right here. It's a relative low, right? Low, a little bit of a low here. I'm hoping that over the next few hours, basically, this is what I'm hoping for here. I'm hoping that we can actually break above this 50 moving average here, have more of a golden cross pop up, and then from here face some resistance around the 200, maybe even the Fibonacci circle here. But I want to see if we're lucky here, guys, in the short term. This is more of a short-term play. I want to see probably by next week or so, can we get back all the way up here to this Ganfin level? Maybe up here towards 24,000. Maybe that's what I'm hoping for. You know, if we do add a few different Fibonacci levels on here, you guys know there's a cluster zone here. I don't know what's actually going to happen if I put one up here. It's probably too low at this point. Yeah, a little bit too low at that point. But a lot of times when we're looking for pivot points in the market, we're looking for pivot points to happen after we break out or break down out of a Fibonacci circle. It kind of gives us a time range of, hey, this is when the pivot could happen. You know, hopefully we could have a short-term pivot at least to bring us back up a little bit more, hopefully to 24,000. If we get above 24,000, anything really crazy like that, I would be surprised, but I'd be very, very happy about it. At least happening sometime next week, right? Going over here to the NASDAQ, another reason why I'm a little bit more bullish now, but this is only the day chart, so it might not even happen until next week, which is why I'm only like just dipping my toe in buying right now for a trade. Well, let me just recap here. We all know, I'm not going to really go into it too far. We know that dropping down below the 200 weekly moving average is a really bad sign. We know that the 20-week moving average crossing below the 200 weekly moving average is a really bad sign. Happened here, really big crashes, and it's going to happen here pretty soon. I mean, this is going to happen. Let's see how this would work out. It's not going to be precise, guys, as you guys know, but something like that. Maybe this teeters off just a little bit. But I mean, it'll happen sometime here, guys, in December, I would assume, if we kind of stay at these lows. Sometime in December, if we have a rally going into the end of the year, it might actually be sometime in January. But we are looking for a death cross happening fairly soon between the 20 weekly moving average and the 200 on the NASDAQ. And 2023, we will have a death cross where the 50-week moving average does cross down below the 200. Usually these things start to come down really, really fast, but that's after the crash. By the time they actually break down, the crash has already happened, right? We had the breakdown here October 2008, but the crash already happened early October. So, you know, it was oh, this is a weekly chart. Yeah. So, well, let's just go from here, from this point. Oh, no, I guess, yeah. Okay. So the crash really started about like 35 days or so. 35 days or so before the death cross happened. Same with this one right here. As far as 2001, you can see right here, death cross, the crash happened well before then. By then we were actually having a rebound, which is kind of interesting. And then of course that led to another crash. Then, you know, keep on crashing. But at this point, guys, what we're going to be looking at right now, this is a weekly chart, but we're going to look at the daily chart with the weekly moving averages. So pay attention to this, because for the first time, there we go. For the first time, oh, I guess for the first time we came really close. We didn't break it down into it, but like we were literally like $11 away. So I'm thinking that maybe Monday or Tuesday, we may have one more rough day that kind of shows off as a reversal point. Maybe it's a rough day Monday, Tuesday, and we, you know, continue that. But hopefully by Friday, we've come into contact with the 200 weekly moving average. We might even close down below it a couple days in a row. And then by Friday, we're back above it. And that's the hope here. If you guys want to take a safer approach of buying right now, like a much safer approach than what I'm doing, even though I'm just kind of dipping my toe into it, I would wait until next Friday to make a trade, or you can try to buy in the, let's just go with this one for now. You could hope that we're going to pull off something like we did in 2008 or 2001, where again, this is a daily chart with weekly moving averages. You can see how we came into contact with it here. We broke down below it. Broke down below it here as well. But on the weekly chart, oh gosh, I hate when it does this. 2008. There you go. But you'll see on the weekly chart, we never actually closed down below it. Similar to 2008 here, or excuse me, 2001. We came into contact. We even opened up below it, right? But on the weekly chart, I wish it would just say exactly where I put it, but that's okay. On the weekly chart, we never closed down. So I would say for you guys, and this is for me as well, I'm going to be putting more money into the market here. If through next week we come into contact with it, doesn't matter how many times, I don't care. As long as we come into contact with it and close above it by next Friday, I think that'd be a very strong buy signal here. As far as what Bitcoin may do in this time, Bitcoin could always fall down to 16,000, 17,000, while the NASDAQ and some of these other market indicators are kind of pushing us down quite a bit. That could still happen, but I think I want to dip my toes into the market right now. Basically, what I bought was a few altcoins here and there, and then I kind of just bought some leveraged Bitcoin longs and some leveraged Bitcoin, Ethereum longs here. A little bit for altcoins, but not too much, just because I'm afraid if that potential dip right now, that potential dip could, bring altcoins down 15, 20%. And that's just not something I want to experience, right? All right. So that's kind of the reason why. And also, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this today. We have to talk about this. This is massive news out right now. Okay, let's just start off with the dollar index first, then we'll talk about all the other countries. There's a panic going around the world of a strong dollar. The rest of the world is kind of ticked off that our dollar is so strong right now, because it means everything over there is just getting more and more expensive. And before we go to the dollar index, the Bank of England officially announced today that England is in a recession. Great Britain is in a recession. That's not good news, and that's just the first of many countries that are going to formally announce it over the next, let's say 15 months, I guess you would say. But okay, this is the daily chart of the dollar index. We've talked about this for a long time, just to do a little bit of a recap. Go back in time, you're going to find 1,000 YouTubers talking about how up here was a level of resistance and how we were going to hit a top, and then we were going to hit a top and then break down. And this would have been the start of the new bull market. Now, you guys know, for me, I was a little bit more hesitant about telling you guys about this, because I was like, hey, based on inflation, history would tell us that we're actually going to break out, not break down, only because of inflation. If we didn't have inflation, then there was probably a good chance we actually would have had a double top. But when you actually, I pride myself on actually just talking about the economy on this channel. This is one of those things where if you guys realize how bad the economy was, how bad inflation was, you knew the Federal Reserve had to act, regardless of how they're doing now, which is going to be more mixed, of course, the way people see it. But we had a solid breakout. A lot of people bought, and you've seen a lot of currencies flat out just crash during this time frame. Now, let's just open up a 5-minute chart so you guys can see. I mean, all day today, guys, we just ripped, just straight up. We hit at $113. Even during the Fed meeting over here, we only got to 111. After the Fed meeting, we are going strong, everybody. Now, here's the concern. I want to squeeze everything together. So what I'm going to show you guys is a 2-month chart. A 2-month chart. Don't really worry about the moving averages on this chart, because it's just going to look so freaking ugly. Currently, we are at the highs from May of 2002. So we're at like 20-year highs as far as the strength of the dollar is concerned. Very, very high levels. Nobody should be happy about this. I mean, if you guys are going abroad, you guys are very happy about this. But from a stock aspect or a crypto aspect, if you guys want to be risk on with assets and feel more confident about buying at bottom or buying right now, you want to see this going down and not up. It's not going down. So you're going to see a lot of pessimism out there in the short term. What I think you're going to be hoping for here, or yeah, I'd say pessimism for like the next 6 months or so. But basically, what you're hoping for here is that we really don't blow the lid off the top up here around 120, because after that, we start getting back to the highs of what we experienced over here in the 80s. I wasn't even born in the 80s. A lot of you guys were maybe been born. Some of you guys weren't born from the 80s. I don't even know how crazy of a time this was, but whenever I read books about it, economics books, or I read podcasts about it, I kind of see what was going on. It sounds like the 80s were very, very rough from a monetary standpoint, because I guess over here there was a lot of inflation. I forgot the guy that came before Reagan, but apparently Carter, he kind of messed some stuff up apparently for monetary policy wise. And that just kind of led to a big pop. Reagan had to come in here, raise interest rates going crazy, led to a lot of unemployment, a lot of craziness. Then, capitalism took full force, of course, with less regulations, and it kind of fixed itself a little bit. But, it's going to be a lot different time now than it was back in the 80s. Technology is way, way different now, okay? So we can't really bank on this too much, but we're getting very, very close, guys, to this support level. So what I'm hoping is going to happen, I have no idea if it is, just because we don't know how bad this recession is going to get, but we know that the Federal Reserve is closer to ending rate hikes than they are, starting them. So we might actually find some type of topping here, highs around the 120 range. So I think as the next few months go along, I'm going to be happy to keep on dollar cost average. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to be waiting for us to really try to attempt this 120 level. And then I'll be very, very excited about buying in heavily here. Or maybe once the Jerome Powell stops raising rates, then I might be more inclined to buy heavier dollar cost averages, if that makes sense. Okay. But remember, this is a 2-month chart. We are booming right now, guys, and we've just blown all the resistance levels out of the water. When it comes to currencies, Fibonacci extension levels or Fibonacci levels in general tend to do pretty well here. In this example, we've just moved up so fast that we haven't even had a good opportunity to find those really solid levels of resistance. We had some here, we had some here, they worked out. But once we started getting a little bit more, I don't even want to call it, this weird monetary policy where everybody was giving too much money away for free quite fast. Things really got out of control. Now, there's a few levels that you could actually be looking at here in case you guys are trying to find a hard exit point. You might go from this low to this high to this low, right? You see a little resistance there, some resistance there, some resistance there. You might be looking at 116. Maybe we don't actually get up to 120. Maybe we'll get up to 116. Maybe we'll get up as far as 125, maybe. But this one seems to be the most accurate one I've seen over the past few months. So this is the one I'm still going to be using here. I would encourage you guys to test out some other ones. This is a 2-month chart, so not everything is going to be as precise, of course. But, you guys could do a whole bunch of stuff here, right? You guys can do that. And you guys can see the price target 1 was hit, some resistance, popped above that, some resistance there, some resistance at the 1 level. That's usually the price target. And now we're heading back up to 114. Maybe next week we hit 114 and then we start a short-term reversal that gives us a little bit more time. But of course, this is a 2-month chart, everybody. So if we go over here to the daily chart, you guys will see once we kind of hit these levels, we get choppy. We get kind of choppy. We get kind of choppy. Get kind of choppy. Maybe we get a little bit more choppy up here. Maybe that's an excuse for Bitcoin and the markets to kind of have a short-term rebound. That's kind of the hope here. And then a few other things here. This is just for laughs and giggles. Maybe it shouldn't be as funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Or it's just more interesting. Not even funny, just interesting. If we go over here and look at some of the other currencies, the pound. We had this support level for the pound. This is the weekly chart. It just tanked. The pound, $1 is now worth $1.08 or 8 pounds, whatever you want to call that, 1.08 pounds. The pound absolutely crashed this week. Here's the daily chart, absolutely just obliterated, guys, absolutely obliterated. Going over here to the euro, we were just talking about it maybe just hitting 98 cents. Now the euro is at 0.968. It's below 97 cents. This is absolutely crazy, guys. Whenever we have these larger moves like this, we tend to cool off, and I'm really hoping this cool off period will happen either this week or next week. So I'm hoping to use the dollar index as well as a little bit of a booster for one of the reasons I'm actually buying Bitcoin at this point in time. Okay, but man, guys, these currencies are just getting walloped. Here's the dollar against the yen. So we want to see this going up for a stronger dollar. But on the weekly chart here, the yen is just getting crushed right now because of the dollar. Guys, it's just we're in a bad spot. However, oil is going down. It is plunging right now because everybody's getting afraid of a recession. Here's the weekly chart for oil. We're about to have a death cross here, so we might have actually reached peak oil. So what you might actually see from oil companies is them not producing as much not crashing the price necessarily, not making the price even skyrocket, but more managed price control from the oil industry, because they still want to make a good profit. They're the oil industry, don't get me right? But we may have seen a short-term spike in oil. Natural gas, we'll figure that out. Natural gas is a little bit more interesting because of what's going on with Europe, Putin going crazy over there. We'll figure that out, or the governments will figure that out. But yeah, so that's kind of sums up everything going on right now. I wish it was better, but my gosh, guys, I mean, like, the bad news, I guess, let me just say, if I can put to two things. Bad news is the dollar index looks like it should be going up for at least maybe one more week, maybe. The good news here is that historically, we should be bouncing off of the NASDAQ sometime next week or the week after that. We're like $11 away from coming in contact with the 200 weekly moving average, where historically we bounce before crashing. Yeah, so we're probably still going to crash, unfortunately, but at least we have an opportunity to bounce. And one of the reasons I'm thinking we're actually going to crash here, guys, as far as the NASDAQ perspective, unfortunately, is, you know, forget about this stuff about like bouncing off of it, yada, yada, yada. The economy is not in good shape. Jerome Powell said is not going to back down from going to 2% interest rates. He's just like zoning in on this sucker. And we have this 20-week moving average crossing down below the 200. This is going to be huge. That death cross right there, boom, we went down. Same thing happened with Bitcoin, guys. Same exact thing happened with Bitcoin. Death cross, boom. Death cross over here keeps on grinding down, right? But we only see those death crosses in a very, very bad market. And we haven't been in a very, very bad market in years. I mean, the last time the 20 broke below the 200 was 2008. Then the time it happened before that was 2001. Really bad market cycles. Now, the good thing for us, I guess, is, you know, why I'm actually buying at this point, hoping that next week and the week after are going to be good buying opportunities as well, is that even though it looks like we're going to have this death cross here, it looks like it's going to happen sometime in December, which means if we are going to have a crash, it would most likely happen towards the end of November, around like Thanksgiving, or it would happen sometime in December as well. So October may be an opportunity for us to have a bounce. Again, you know, as far as the NASDAQ, maybe back up to like the 1200s level, maybe mid 1200s, maybe that's as far as we get. But I think there's still that opportunity there, and that's why I'm buying a little bit. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, I'm really just hoping that we can break above the 50 moving average of the 4-hour chart. That could really jumpstart a nice positive move. And that support level that I'm looking at right now is just a simple trend line. I really want to see us stay above this if possible. If not, you know, maybe I'll use the 18,241 as a stop loss. I guess I don't even have a stop loss put on this trade right now. I think it's 18,000 actually. But if I wanted to be more safe, I guess you would say 18,570. There you go. You know, that stop loss would be like 1.84%. That's not too bad. I did 18,000 because that's only like that's still less than 3% stop loss with a like a 10x leverage that's only losing about 30%. I can lose 30%. I'd be fine with that with the leverage play, of course, because I'm looking to make more money. But, you know, I'm hoping we can really hold this weekend and we can stabilize just a little bit, okay? And again, this is the daily chart. We can stay below these like Fibonacci circles or these Gann-Fan levels all we want in the daily charts. I really just hope that we can bounce off of them off weekly chart. See, we bounce off the weekly chart, nice profit. I'm hoping for a similar bounce with a 2-to-1 Gann-Fan level and then trying to pop back up maybe $23,000 if we're lucky 24. But yeah, it's going to be a hard one, guys. Inflation is really going to mess up this cycle here. And one last thing here, if we do somehow break down on Saturday or Sunday, we do have a cluster of support really between 17,812, the lows we experienced in June, and all the way down here around 16,396. I'd probably say if I was going to buy anywhere, I would literally just wait and see if we can actually hit the 15,649 level, 15,700 or so. I would really want to buy there, or just wait until we come back down here towards $15,000. I don't really think I want to buy down here if we do break down, because it might be something similar to what we experienced over here in June, or something we experienced over here in April, where we just kind of had this dragging down feeling that was just really depressing, and people kept on buying the dip, but the dip just kept on happening until, of course, we hit that next level of resistance, which took, you know, I mean, how long ago was this? How many red weeks was this? That was 56 days, 8 weeks of redness. We don't want that. The buying opportunity happened after only 42 days, though, and that's, you know, the cluster trade we talk about every now and again. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. The market's still doing its thing. It's going to be fine, guys. We'll be fine. But There you go. Economy could be a little bit better, and I think everybody's getting really mad at Jerome Powell. That's all I got from this week. People are getting like, oh my gosh, there was some guy ranting about him today, and I was like, dude, he's been telling you the same thing over and over, and now he's like, oh, he's going too far. And I was like, yeah, that's what you get for him being so late in the first place. He's gonna have to stomp on those brakes. Okay, there you go. All right. Oh, and since I have more people here, just a reminder, I will have the members only stream tomorrow, so guys, get ready for that. Hope you guys enjoy that. It'll be around noon time, 12 o'clock my time, noon, and it'll be about 2 hours long, where we kind of go more in depth about coins and such. I probably expect only like 30 people to be there, maybe even less than that, but we'll have some deep dives, and we'll be talking about different options plays and stuff going on into the week. Excuse me. All right, let me see right here. And hey, Shannon, happy to see you back. Hey, Relax from Ingrid. And hey, Brandon, love my Bitcoin, but the only way to get the big money is in the alts. Exactly, that is a good point right there. Let's see. And hey, GT, good evening. 2 + 2 = fish at this point. Hey, Hota, happy to see you back. I buy crypto weekly regardless. I think that's the safest plan people could do. You're either buying or you're just not doing anything. Those are the only two things I've seen people really do. I've been seeing a lot of TikTokers say, not TikTokers, like Twitter people, they've been a little bit more quiet, a little bit more bearish. You guys remember over the past few months, I was trolling quite a few of them for just saying, this is the bottom, this is the bottom. Bitcoin's not going to ever go lower than this again. I was like, you people are freaking nuts. Let's see. And hey, Tony, what is this Terra UST? I know exactly. Those currencies, guys, are falling like rocks. Like, we haven't, like, just to go back to the pound, we haven't seen a currency move like this in a long time. Here's the 2-month chart. I mean, like, you know, 2008 financial crisis dropped. Over here, September 14th, it dropped. Right now, we're just going down fast, guys. It's just not a pleasant experience. By the time this is over, this could end up being like the 80s, and that's what kind of scares me, because assets are just not going to be a fan of that when it happens. But once we find a top, guys, or once we find a bottom, you should see the market really start to bounce back up, and quickly. So, you know, if you're dollar cost averaging, you're not going to have to worry as much about, you know, did I find the bottom? Is this the ultimate bottom? Should I be buying here? You'd be like, oh, yeah, the bottom happened a few months ago. We didn't even know it. But hey, I was buying the whole time. So now I have a bunch of assets at very low valuations. And now I'm just waiting for about another 6 months to a year before I start making those really great profits during some type of, you know, altcoin season 2024 type of thing, where everybody is really, really happy. But one of the things here, guys, is if the NASDAQ does break down, and if things really do get bad, and I'm talking about historically bad, like, you know, let me just go to the monthly chart. When we broke down below the 20-week moving average here in 2001, we fell down about 63% afterwards. You know, if we did it in 2008, we fell down 41%. If Bitcoin were to do that here, I guess I can just do this one. And let's say, you know, Bitcoin fell like another 50% from here. That would take us down to around the $10,000 range. If it went down a little bit more than that, it might take us down to the $8,000 range. We'll have to see how bad things get. But my point isn't to really scare you guys about how low Bitcoin can get. The reason I'm saying this here is, you know, when you guys are choosing your exchanges or anything of that you know, however you guys are holding your money, I would recommend you guys have some type of safety net, or just monitor your exchange, see what your exchange is doing during a crisis, right? Make sure your exchange isn't loaning money out like a Voyager or a Celsius. If you have a Ledger Nano, you know, if you don't have a Ledger Nano, it might be worth it to get it for some of those larger bundles of coins that you have. Whether it's like I have a lot of my Ethereum and Bitcoin on a Ledger Nano wallet, right? If an exchange does go bankrupt during a really bad market downturn, because they've just been growing and growing so rapidly, no matter what exchange it may be, you guys do want to be prepared to say, hey, like, oh, my exchange went down, I lost a few $1,000s or something like that, but I still managed to have all of my Bitcoin, or like the majority of my assets, on a Ledger Nano wallet or some other type of wallet, right? They're not sponsoring the channel. I don't even think I have an affiliate link down below for them, but, you know, if it does get that bad sometime in 2023, I just want you guys to have your assets in a very safe place, because you guys know by now, if your assets are not on a Ledger Nano, if they're on an exchange, that you don't really own them. And that's not something you should take lightly. Okay. I'm not saying do it now, or like even like, you know, really freak out about it now, or freak out about it at all. But you know, I would start looking into some type of hard wallet. That way you guys can take your assets offline and make sure that the exchange isn't actually holding them. You know, so if something bad were to happen down the road, you guys have the ability to say, hey, you know, even though XYZ exchange closed, wow, I still have all my crypto on this wallet, this third-party wallet, whether it's a Ledger Nano or whatever other type of wallets are out there. Okay. Okie dokie. Dogecoin. There we go. We don't have a weekly death cross on Bitcoin incoming. Let's see. Hey, Keezy. No, we've already had the death cross as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Here, let me just open up let me get out of the NASDAQ here. We've already had that death cross. This is a tutorial. So here, there's two things we should do. So here's the weekly chart. And I want to open up Bitcoin instead. There we go. Okay. So the Bitcoin death cross, it's already happened. All right. It's already happened. Happened last weekend, last Sunday. It doesn't mean it's a really bad omen for all of us. Okay. However, going back historically, as we kind of zoom out to some of these other death crosses, let me just pull them up on the chart. I should probably find this one. Yeah, that one's more data there. I want to find a circle. Okay. Okay. These are the death crosses we have to work with. Yeah, we're not going to go back to 2011. I don't think that's going to really matter too much for us. But basically, since 2014, when like there was more exchanges, more people actually knew what Bitcoin was. Actually, probably in 2016 really is when things really got busy. But these are the only death crosses we have on the weekly chart. Death crosses, not golden crosses, just death crosses. Okay. Now we also have one right here, and we'll talk about that one. That's a little bit different, of course. So. Death cross, bad things happen afterwards. But this is a 20 and a 50 week moving average death cross on the weekly chart. Death cross, bad move happened, of course. Happened right here, of course, in 2018. It eventually crashed. COVID crashed right afterwards. Over here, we talked about this for a while, but crashed. But if we kind of take away, and then we just had one just now, just last week. If we kind of zoom in here and go all the way back from 2015, did I just move the chart onto the bottom? Oh, shucks. TradingView does some really cool stuff, but it's stuff that I just don't understand sometimes. After the death cross happened right here, we did bounce around for a little bit before ultimately falling down, and this one was a pretty fast and rapid one. This one was the 2015 drop, okay? Over here in 2018, 2017, after, you know, Bitcoin became more normalized or more famous, you know, CNBC started to talk about it, people started to pay attention to it. You'll see that after we had the death cross, we actually bounced up for a while and then eventually broke down. But that breakdown took about, 119 days, 17 weeks, took a while. I don't think we're going to be anything like that, but, you know, just for saying, the death cross means impending doom, but doesn't tell you exactly when that doom is going to happen, okay? Over here during COVID, that really was impending doom. It happened very, very fast because of everything going on with the COVID, lockdowns, global governments locking everything down, and people like freaking out. Now, during this most recent one, you know, since I've been working on YouTube and doing this stuff with you guys and trading more actively on cryptocurrencies, you know, I was like, hey guys, watch out for this. This is probably going to be a really nasty move coming our way. And, you know, I was surprised to see Bitcoin really do this massive fake out. In hindsight, it's a fake out, but then there was like a big boom. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? Because I told you guys throughout this whole period, hey, everybody, watch out for this death cross. It means something really bad is going to be happening to crypto over the next few weeks. And then what happened as soon as I, you know, well, I've been talking about it for a while over here, but still, I was like, hey, watch out. Then all of a sudden, boom. And I was like, whoa, okay, let's see how this works out. I think we actually ended up getting blocked by the 200 daily moving average, was it? Let's go to chart. It was the 200 daily moving average, I think, but I might be wrong. I mean, as well as a flag, I guess, but still. Yeah, there we go, the 200 daily moving average. So we ended up getting stopped there, as well as a whole bunch of different Fibonacci levels. That was kind of annoying. I don't know if that one's right there. Yeah, see the one level there. So there was a whole bunch of selling signals at that point in time, and we talked about it then. But right there. But right afterwards, you know, we just had that big plummet. We don't exactly know how bad this is going to get, because this is the first time ever in history that the 20-week moving average crossed down below the 200. It's still a very, very bearish sign, but we've never had it happen before, so we don't exactly know how bearish. But the reason I talk about this here is even though we had the death cross happen the week of March 14th, right afterwards, Bitcoin soared up like 27%. We had a massive move of 27%. And then, you know, by the time we found support again, it was all the way down here at 47% down from those highs. So we could always break out back above it, but that death cross usually means we're going to be taking another leg down, unfortunately. And on top of that, going into 2023, we might actually, most likely will have the 50-week moving average also cross down below the 200, and that'll happen for the first time ever. Guys, throughout all of our crashes, it's never happened. And that's partly because this is Bitcoin's first ever bear market. We came close, but it's never ever happened. If you guys want to feel like really confident about buying into crypto, and you guys don't want to deal with all the hoopla of trying to find the best price, the lowest price, all that stuff, you guys could just watch the weekly charts here and be like, hey, golden cross to the moon, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. Golden cross right here, smaller moon ride, but it was a moon ride. Maybe if we just break above the 20 here, did that work on this example too? No, because we still crashed afterwards. Yeah. Golden cross, you might find some good money there. Golden cross here, you definitely made some good money. So I would say golden cross going into a halving period, whatever you want to call it, that's usually a good opportunity. Those middle sections seem to not do as well. But who knows, guys? If without COVID, we might have just honestly just kept on going sideways for a while. You saw that pre-pump up here. That might have been to stop this from happening in the first place. And I think it was actually, because you see how close we got right before then. Once that dip happened, that caused the crash and that moved down really fast. But yeah. You could always just wait for the 20 to cross above the 50. That might make people a little bit more like, you know, happy to be buying it at that time. But by then, you know, I'd rather dollar cost average down here when everything looks hopeless. Dollar cost average down here when everything's hopeless, and I'll get a better price over here than I would maybe over here or up here, right? Or maybe in this example, way up here. But yeah, we had the death cross. It's a very, very bad sign. It doesn't tell you exactly when everything's going to happen, though. That's the good part for us. We want to see how fast and how high Bitcoin can go. I think for this weekend, guys, I really just want to see Bitcoin stay above this general trend line here. It's, you know, this is daily chart, a 4-hour chart from like earlier yesterday or what, 2 days ago? Yeah. Till what, yesterday? Yeah. Or today? Oh yeah, today. But I just want to see us get above the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. If we can do that, we can have a golden cross, and our first golden cross for a hot minute. Last golden cross gave us a nice little pump. I just want to see a nice little pump like that as well. Make some easy money. I'm hoping it comes our way, but you know, we still got to wait to see what happens here. I'm hoping it comes our way though. Alrighty, well, let's see what we got going over here, guys. And hey, Cape Cod, happy we were able to become a member. Let me know if you have any questions. And hey, Travis, happy to see you, man. How have you been? Oh my God, $113 dollar index. Yeah, guys, it's not good. I mean, okay, personally, for those of you guys that like to travel, it's very, very good news. Your assets are, I mean, your current, like when you go to another country and you swap for their currency, you are just so happy about how much more money you have to spend. But again, like here, there's just bad news out there. England, not depression, recession. The Guardian, I think that's the English one, right? UK in recession, says Bank of England as it raises interest rates to 2.25%. Britain's economy is now in a recession, the Bank of England has said as it raised interest rates to tackle the worst bout of inflation in 40 years. We don't need to go deeper into this, but you know, they're in a recession. They're in a recession. They're in a recession. They're in a recession. We haven't heard any recessionary. If the Europe is in a recession, but I can look. I can look it up very fast. Sorry, guys. In recession. There you go. Router says Eurozone likely entering recession as price rises hit demand. Deutsche Bank says it now expects a longer and deeper recession in Europe. Germany faces recession, double-digit inflation. Europe is probably going to go into recession, says JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon. You know, it's just not what you want to be reading on the news, right? Now I have a few friends on the East Coast. I have a few friends in California. I've made some contacts out here in Seattle, Bellevue area. And they've all been kind of asking me what I think about the market privately. You guys kind of know my private thoughts anyway, but you know, I just don't see that we're in a good spot right now. And a lot of them have been able to move their assets since last year when I was kind of explaining this stuff to them. And, you know, I've been getting treated out to a lot of free dinners and stuff as of late, which has been very, very nice. But you know, we need to see the economies of these countries, including America, turn around. And is there any evidence that they're even close to turning around with these interest rates going off? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. We're kind of in this we're in this bad spot for a while now. And hey, Dax, happy to see you back, man. Hey, Justin. Let's see. Oh, and hey, Justin, have fun back at work, my man, or make that money so you can buy more crypto at work. And hey, Marshall, my 401k is down 10% from last year. Should I eat the loss and sell, or hold off thinking I should just bite it before the crash, which is inevitable, and reinvest while it's low? So I'm in a little bit of a different spot, like here. So let's just go over to the NASDAQ. That's what I'm most heavily invested in. Let's go over to a monthly chart. So I sold off the majority of my 401k assets around here. April. Where's April? Right here. On this little bit of a pump. It was nowhere near the top. I missed the top completely. Where's April? Yeah. So I missed out on about another 22% gains in the market. I felt pretty foolish, but you know what? Now I'm actually pretty happy. I sell too early, as you guys know, but looking back on it, I'm like, I made it an okay move. Obviously, because I had been buying up like from way over here, and like 2015, 2016 is when I really started buying up stuff. And I've been happy ever since with those. But what I've been doing here is, as far as buying back in, or what I tell my friends, depending on how they're looking at stuff, the best thing you can do when it comes to your 401k is to probably hold the assets you have. Or if you want to sell stuff, you're going to be doing some type of planned out play where you're going to be moving assets away from these more risky things like tech right now, which is like more of a bubble, I guess you'd say, the NASDAQ, right? And you're going to be moving those assets away, away from tech and things of that nature. And you're going to be going more into high dividend plays. So what I'm doing right now, as far as my 401k and some of my longer term investment strategies, is going more into ETFs and more into dividends. So if you want to find dividend plays out there, and you can do some technical analysis, and members are having a video about this tomorrow, but what you would do is you go over here to FinViz, go to all, and then, I mean, for us, I'd probably say, since you're looking at retirement account, you want to have a company that's like really solid. You don't want to have them have any monetary issues. So I would say a large company, anything above a $10 billion market cap, you can go over $2 billion if you want to. That's fine as well. But for now, I'm just gonna go over $10 billion market cap. And then from here, what I'm gonna be looking for is dividend yield. I want it to be above 5%, and you have 84 stocks that meet your criteria just right there. For me, I would probably say let it be in a US company, so that kind of marks it down to 41. And then I'd be looking for different companies that can have a good dividend that I can be making some money off of. And the goal here is, for a long-term investment, you're not planning to sell it once you buy it. You're not planning to sell the asset. You're just planning to let it make you make money until the market recovers. And then once it recovers up, then you can start moving it over to tech or something else when you feel like the market has bottomed out. But Blackstone, they're a great place to put money, if you ask me. Personally, I'm waiting a little bit longer before pumping up some money. But if you go over to Blackstone, they have a dividend yield of 7%, 6.98%. That's a great dividend yield. Go over here to Dow, it's a chemical company. I thought about this. I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I'm still waiting, but it's a dividend of 6%. I'm waiting to see if they get any contracts from the government here. Enterprise oil, basically, you're going to see a lot of oil and gas. You got banks in here as well. There's a lot of stuff you could look at. And of course, you could always, if you move it to over $2 billion, that 41 turns into 137, basically, right? But yeah, I'm looking for dividend plays. Dividend plays are usually where I put my money. It depends on how you like to trade, but 401ks, usually you just leave them alone. You can move them around if you want to, but most people just leave them alone. Just let them do their thing, and that's usually it. If you don't have any experience managing a 401k or moving money around the proper way, the best thing you could probably do is just sit tight. If you want to, I'd recommend just buying a couple books on 401k management, risk management, going over T-bills, bonds, dividend yields. It'll kind of break down everything you would want to know about your 401k. It'll make you a lot of money if you read the books, but you literally have to read the books and probably read them twice before you really absorb everything that they tell you. But it's something I'd probably tell anybody here to do. Get a 401k book, start reading about asset classes, learning about different bonds and stuff like that. What years you might want to start transitioning from more of an aggressive portfolio to much more of a safer portfolio. Like, if there's somebody out there that's like 60 or 70 years old and has like an aggressive portfolio because the market's been doing so great over the past few years, they're freaking crying right now because they've lost so much of their 401k's value in the past like year and a half, 2 years. So, you know, now they probably moved everything back over to bonds, but bonds are even more expensive than they were before. So, you know, be careful, but I would read a book about it. And like, I know it always sounds cheesy to read a book, but books when it comes to finance are just the best source of resources I think I've ever seen. They help out so much. Let's see. And hey, Travis, been racing up all over the States. How's the family done? I know your daughter does it too as well. Must be fun to travel a lot though. I need to go to another traveling trip. I think I want to go. Oh no, my friend's coming over here to maybe on November to go hunting. So I might go over there maybe in January or something like that. I need to fly out here. I'm getting bored. What was that one song you recently had in your intro? The one with the lady singing? I don't know what it was called. It was something like, I'll find it for you. Remind me in the Discord or something and I'll find it. I don't remember her exact name, but, Don't Let Go. It's All About Us. No. I Can't Let You Go, maybe? Yeah, I think it's I Can't Let You Go or something like that. I forget exactly what the song was. But yeah, it's a good one. If you message me on Discord, I'll find it for you. It's somewhere in Epidemic Sound here. Let's see. Ooh, there you go. Up to Forks. I haven't been up to Forks in a long time. I haven't been to Forks since last December or something like that. I don't know, last November. A friend of mine went bear hunting up there. It was really nice. I like Forks, but man, there was a lot of not Twitter people, a lot of, what are those people called? Twilight people. Twilight. And hey, JT, or GTC, man, I don't want to keep on saying JT. Mike, this is my first bear market. I thought fire and brimstone was going to happen if it gets worse. So, be it, but so far it's a walk in the park. Yeah, guys, this is not a bad bear market. Okay, I should say this. The Dow officially, the Dow hasn't closed in bear market territory yet, but I think it's probably going to happen over the next couple of months. Again, I'm waiting to see if the NASDAQ will have a big bump here. But yeah, looking at how bad the market's been, you know, you're experiencing the beginning parts of it. The recession will add another layer, and of course the dollar index will add another layer as well. That dollar index, guys, is just, I mean, do you guys remember just a few months ago when we were just talking about, hey, no, I was like, hey guys, we're gonna blow the top off of this thing, or we're gonna break out. And there was this huge battle going on between like YouTubers out there saying, hey, you know, let me go right here, you know, I would say like, how many, like 80% of people were saying we found the top, it's time to buy because it'll be coming back down, and then, you know, Bitcoin will therefore, of course, be going up. And then you had some, you know, more like people like me, they don't really have the largest followings, but we have some pretty solid info. We're just not the most entertaining people. You know, we're like, hey guys, we can go up a little bit higher, right? And you know, that's where all this really started off. And this was just, again, this is back here in April, everybody. We go over here and look at Bitcoin in April. Where's April at? Nope, April's right here. Yeah, April. Right when everything bad started, is as soon as we popped that top off, we just have not been able to go back. But we might have had an opportunity, guys, to really stay around here, stay in this like 34,000, 45,000 range if we didn't blow the top. We could have had a shot. The death cross really made that hard in my opinion though, but we had an opportunity there. We did, but it just, yeah, did not work out in our favor. Let's see. And hey, Cape, what about NYL 14% divvy for under $10 share price? Oh, dividend? Let's see. I mean, if you like it, go for it. Just be careful with it. As long as you're doing your research on it, you should be fine. Just make sure it's a profitable company. All you guys have to worry about when it comes to dividend plays, is it profitable? Do you see the sector making money during a recession? Is it a sector that, you know, they're always going to be making money no matter what's happening? Maybe it'll be less profit, but they're still making a profit. Like healthcare is a good one. Energy is a good one. Like Chevron's going to be around for decades. What do you call it? BP is going to be around for decades. Right? They may have bad moves in the stock price. That's fine. You're going to be absorbing that, but you're going to be absorbing those dividends as well. And those dividends are going to be reinvested either into the company you're buying those stocks for, or they're going to be reinvested into any other stock you want. If, you know, you're getting dividends, you can just save those dividends up and say, hey, now I can buy a few shares of Tesla. I think Tesla's going to go crazy during the next bull run, right? And you can just buy everything at those lower levels. Oh, what did I miss right here? And hey, Corinda, do I like QYLD as a dividend stock? Global NASDAQ 100 covered call ETF. Does it have a... There we go. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Apple, Microsoft. Apple's a big chunk of that. That's okay. Amazon, Tesla, Google. They got both Googles. Okay. Nvidia, PepsiCo, Costco. I've owned this before personally, and I think it did well for me. But what I would say for something like this, I bought this closer to the crash, and I would probably say I like this closer to a crash myself. That way you can kind of take advantage of the upswing. And part of the reason here is it kind of goes more into a technical piece of it. You see how Apple is 14% of all the assets right here? Apple's 14, Microsoft is about 10% of net assets, Amazon about 7. When you go over here and you actually start doing some of the technical analysis for those particular stocks, so let me go over here to YouTube breakouts, let me go over here to Apple. We can get rid of this for now. I'll put it up there for tomorrow for people. There you go. When you see what happens during this kind of crashes, from high to low over here, Apple went down about 61%. So far from high, you know, Apple's only dropped about like 17%. It probably is going to have to come all the way down here to like maybe around the $100 to $110 range, maybe the $115 range if we're getting lucky here by when everything's said and done. And so I think Apple, and you go over here to Microsoft, right? Microsoft's actually catching back up to the regular market here, or Nvidia, some of these other plays. I think they're a little too overbought still for me. So what I would probably do is I'd put this on my watch list. I would wait for the NASDAQ to really break down below some of these moving averages here. And I would wait for the NASDAQ to possibly have that big, you know, downward move underneath the 200 weekly moving averages, whether it's a big move like this or a smaller move like that. And then once we kind of bottom out after a crash, that's when I would actually put a larger position into this. And I wouldn't dollar cost average into it, or I wouldn't like buy every few weeks. I'd probably just I'd plop in money and I just let it sit. And then you'd be holding it for, I'd want to say, anywhere from 2 to 5 years. And I think that's a solid play. You can see even through here from go to monthly chart, right? Even going over here through 2016, which had a nice rally, it didn't move up as much. You saw some really nasty drops and such, but I would wait, and that has to do because you don't want to see the amounts, the value of the QLD drop down more than the profit of your dividends. So even though the dividend is up quite a bit, I do think you may be able to find this at a much cheaper price down the road. And only recently, over the past couple of years, have we actually seen some volume come into this. I'd be more hesitant to buy into it right now. Probably when the market gets a lot lower. You can see this is a monthly chart here. Back in 2018 or something like this, when it was 15, 16, somewhere in between. You know, it was at 17 bucks and it kind of rallied up here. That's the move I'd be hoping for. And you're just hoping, holding it for either a few months or a few years. Probably for me, a few years if it really, if we're gonna have a good reversal. But you know, the dividend yield's attractive, but the chart itself makes it a little bit more questionable. So I'd be waiting a little bit before actually doing a buy of that for that particular stock. See. And hey, Skull Guy, holding off the crash until after elections. That could possibly be the case right now as well. I'd like to see that kind of it works out well with that bounce theory that I have right now. But yeah, the elections are going to be kind of wild. I don't know if there's anything they can do at this point because people are actually just panicking. Like there's actually a panic in the market right now. Not a crazy panic, but you're starting to see panic swell up. If you guys were watching CNBC today, one of the guys was just going off on Jerome Powell, just not happy at all. But I mean, like, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it. You just got to listen to what Jerome Powell says. Don't fight the Fed or you're going to lose money. Best to probably have long-term shorts, have long-term puts. You know, those are what you're going to be hoping for. Probably not even long-term puts at this point because the market's going to be so choppy. But you know, for long-term shorts on Bitcoin, long-term shorts on Ethereum, that's going to make you the most money. But you just have to open the short, low leverage, and just let it sit. And when Bitcoin crashes another 20, 30, whatever it drops down to at the end of the day, you guys can sell and make some money, as you know, as you scale out normally, as you guys always would. See. Oh, Can says the song is Sweet Talk. There you go. Let's see. And hey, Keezy, everyone was saying double top and dropping code. Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't like being on the wrong side of things, and you guys know that. Like, I don't mean by the wrong side of the trade, but I don't like being one of the few YouTubers that was telling you guys a few weeks ago as far as Bitcoin's concerned. I don't like being one of the few YouTubers to say, hey guys, watch out, we're going to move up quite a bit, but then we're going to be coming back down, and everybody's going to be saying we're going to be, this is the new bull market, this is where everything starts. When everybody's saying that, and I'm the one person saying, hey, I think we're going to be coming down, or we're going to be coming down eventually, guys. It's just, you know, we're not out of the woodwork yet because the bull market. What happens, right? I lose viewers. People don't want to listen, even if it makes them money. People naturally just want to hear the market is going up, up, up. And when I'm not allowed, when I can't say that because I'd be lying, I'm just like, it sucks so much. But you know what? I'm still making money on my own, so I'll be happy. I'm still happy, I guess. See. AJT GT, yeah, again. Am I a fan of Palantir? The CEO kind of indicated their tech has been helping Ukraine fight the good fight. A little bit. I have some long-term positions with them. They're small. I may add more over time, but I'm worried that they might have to do some type of split by the time this whole economy thing shakes out, this whole recession shakes out. That's my only thing. I mean, I'm bullish on them for the long term. I think they'll be fine, but I haven't been listening too much about the Ukraine war, honestly. All I know is that Putin's like doing some stuff as far as like drafting or something like that. But yeah, good company. I like the company. I don't know much about the CEO besides he's a solid guy. He knows what he's doing, but I want to buy more of it, just not now, later on. But yeah, I do want to buy up quite a bit. See, hey Marshall, 32 to the 401k. I'm investing into something around something about 2055, excuse me. But just asking if I should pull all my money out of a 4K and hold it in cash, leave it. I don't know. Sorry for the dumb questions. Oh, I mean, it depends. Yeah, if you want to sell and just keep the money in the account and not take it out, so you have to pay taxes, you can always do that. I mean, that's what I've done, and I still have a lot of money on the sidelines. It's just up to you. Like, if you're willing to take that risk, go for it. You know, the thing is, you know, there's a chance that maybe we found a market bottom. Maybe the market won't be going down over the next few weeks. Maybe this is the ultimate bottom. That's what you're thinking about right now. But yes, you could always sell, and it's not going to be a terrible thing if you do, especially since you're younger. Sell everything you have if you want to, and then you just hold it in cash form, and then you just kind of wait for the market to like have a big drop, and then you get to see what happens, right? At this point in time, there's two things that are going to probably happen. We're either going to crash down below the 200 weekly moving average and break down, you know, like 40% for a lot of different asset classes out there, or we're going to bounce off of the 200 weekly moving average for a few weeks before ultimately making that same crash. Or I guess a third way is that we found a bottom, we're bouncing off from here, even though the economy is bad, the market's just going to go up for like a tear. Doubt it, but you know, that's the other opportunity there. So so the two things that can happen right now is the market booms up before crashing, in which case you kind of feel stupid for selling your assets now instead of later on, which could happen. That's a big if. Or on the other hand, you watch the market go down 30, 40%, maybe just 20%, maybe just 10%, who knows? but you're able to start buying in your assets at a cheaper prices, thereby owning more Apple than you did before, more Google than you did before, more Nvidia than you did before. So, you know, by the time you're retired, you're much happier, much more money, much more wealth. But you know, it's there's a risk involved. That's what I'm trying to point out. Sorry, there's a risk involved. But yeah, I did it. I mean, guys, frankly, remember I told you guys I sold off all my assets in April. I sold off a lot of stuff and I was more picky about what I was buying. But looking back on the NASDAQ, when I'm a pretty NASDAQ heavy guy because the returns of the NASDAQ were really, really good. Like I was holding stuff like what is it? FTNT. I gave you guys some calls on it last year. No, FNTN. Oh, I forgot what it was. FT. What was that thing? FTNT? This has to be it. Did they do a split? They did do a split. Ah, they did a split in June. Okay. Well, okay. Well, I sold off all of my assets again over here, like in April of 2021. So it was a while ago. June. Okay. But basically this is the one of the things that I held because look at this tear that it did. Through November of 2020, through COVID, all the way up here to August, it rose up around 205%. This is one of the last things I sold out of my account and actually sold it right around here when I could have actually sold it way up here. But this was in the hundreds of dollars back then. I mean, this was way, way higher than it was now. It was like in the multi-hundreds, so I just need to get rid of it. But here, let me show you guys. Hit perfectly. Hit perfectly, and I just got out too soon. It still irks me to this day. I mean, it really irks me to this day. This day here. But yeah, you could definitely do that, my man. You could definitely do that. I know a lot of people that have done it in the past. I know a lot of people that are doing it right now. It's all about risk management. If the market pops up for whatever reason, don't feel like you have to just dive back in there because then all of a sudden you own less Apple than you did before, less Google than you did before, and that's the risk that you're going to be feeling there. But again, I've sold off a lot of my stuff in my 401k. I'm 27 years old. I got plenty of time, you know, so I'm just waiting for a crash, which I think is going to be happening. I'm sticking a lot of stuff on this, guys. Like, you know, people just don't normally sell their 401k assets off. More active assets. I didn't sell off like, you know, my bonds and stuff like that or my mutual fund stuff, you know. But, you know, it's a risk and I'm taking that risk and I'm hoping it works out. So far, I've been pretty accurate about the market. But this big crash that could be happening, you know, that's still a big gamble on my part. It's still a huge gamble on my part right now. Hey, no tacos, no life. Happy to see you back, my man. Let's see. NAH Rod, why did Doge pump? Bull market yet? Not bull market yet. I wish. I don't know. Maybe Elon Musk tweeted about something. It is popping off a little bit. Here's a 4-hour chart. Oh, it broke out above the 200 on the 4-hour chart. And then you see this death cross that just occurred. Gave it a little bit of a bullish move. If this is the, let's see. Is it going to try to have a golden cross here? This golden cross was all the way over here. Didn't really amount to much though. Oh, this is a 4-hour chart. I guess for the first time in a while, I guess it just broke above the 4-hour chart. I'm assuming there was some catalyst to this. I don't know what that catalyst was though. Let's go over here to the weekly chart very fast as far as Dogecoin is. Be careful of Dogecoin as it hits 0.07073 or 0.07038. When that does happen, you'll probably see a strong level of resistance by the 20-week moving average here. That's my one caveat. We haven't been above that and, you know, held above it for quite a bit of time, except for over here. And that was October of 2021. Wild. So we might be making a play for Dogecoin to break back out above this for the first time. And if we do manage to break above that, I mean, we're going to have some resistance levels, that's for sure. But I mean, then we're looking at resistance levels of 0.07.5 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, and then ultimately 10 cents up here if we're going to be going off of that metric. I'd probably say somewhere, maybe if we do break above this and it does have a pump, somewhere around 8 or 9 cents is actually reasonable for Dogecoin, since it does have that community of people that really just want to buy into this sucker all the time, and a lot of day traders out there that like Dogecoin as well. some resistance there as well. So you look for your first level of resistance somewhere around 0.07020, around 7 cents basically, and then from there you want to hope that it comes back down just enough for you to buy, and you want to see it rip right afterwards. Be careful because Dogecoin does have a history of pumping and dumping. This is daily chart, of course, but you know it does have a history, just pump dump as it's been going down slowly. Pump dump. Don't know how many times I have to say dump, but you know, pump dump. You know, you're gonna want to not be in this for the longest period of time. The best thing I would say is if you want to buy and wait for a dip if you want to, otherwise you can just buy now. But your goal here is to scale out appropriately, and then once you feel like you've made enough money, you're probably gonna have scaled off around like 60 to 80% of this trade. From there, that last 20 to 40%, you're gonna probably try to leave it in there and move up that stop loss from the price you're gonna be buying it over the next day or so, or today if you want to buy it. So no matter what happens with that last 20 to 40%, you're not going to lose any money because that stop loss will have been moved up to your buying price, but then you're going to see how far it can go. And that way you still have some exposure to making some more money without actually exposing yourself to too much risk there. You're going to be exposing yourself to losing the profits you've made, but not opening yourself up to do any losses, which is a great trade to be able to do, right? You can only break even or win, but you can't lose. That's my type of trading right there. Okay, and back over here very fast. There we go. All right, but I have no idea exactly why Doge pumped. Sorry, I heard a cat for a second. Don't know if a cat snuck downstairs, but my dog's right by me, guys. So look, he's just like open up his eyes, just like, ooh, is that a cat? I'll keep an eye on it. If Loki goes running off, I have to let the cat upstairs, but I don't know if the cat's even down here. Let's see. What is the trajectory for Nvidia? It's going down quite a bit. The main reason for Nvidia going down, unfortunately, is because they overstocked with their video graphics cards because they were banking on crypto staying high for a longer period of time. So they wanted to sell all of those cards off to miners that can mine Bitcoin, mine any number of coins out there, and make a bunch of money doing so. But what happened was crypto crashed, so now they have a whole bunch of cards that nobody wants. And so if you go to any store right now, you're just looking at a whole bunch of cheaper graphics cards than you would otherwise have. So if I go over here to Best Buy, I got 7 things in my cart right now that I'm planning on buying next week. I think I have a graphics card in here. I don't know if I do. I have AMD Ryzen 9, Asus Tough Gaming, no. Corsair, no. Is this, no, that's something else. Do I have it in here? No, it's a cooling. I see you. Did I not find it yet? Oh, I was thinking about the new 4000 series, that's why. But here, let me just go to NVIDIA graphics. Sorry, they just came with the new 4000 series. It wasn't on their website until now. Okay, so here's with the card I have the 90 Ti or whatever, but here's a good card right here. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 Ti 12 gigabyte. Oh, you probably want 24 gigabyte, honestly, but forget about it. You know, it's on sale for 300 bucks. This one's on, oh, this, I don't even know what this is. This is 360. Oh, okay. Well, that's on sale for 80 bucks. Unavailable, sold out, basically. Get it in 6 days. This one's on sale. What is, oh, this is 33070. I don't know what the heck that stuff is. I should probably just do, okay, here, let me just go to 380, 390. Sorry, guys. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I just don't know about the graphics cards. Okay, but this is on sale. Sale. It's not rated yet. 3080 gaming. Oh, it has a fan, and that's why. Yeah, sale 150. Sale right here for $450 off. Clearance for 220. Clearance 60. Money off. This one's $400, $80 off. The one I'm looking to get here, if I can't find the 40 series, is either going to be this one right here, probably. They have another one, 24 gigabytes. Okay, that's fine. It's unavailable nearby. It's already sold out. But basically, this thing is normally 2,000 bucks, but right now it's selling for 1,100 for a deal, a savings of 900 bucks. All right, so it's like almost 1,000 bucks off right now because there's so many cards in the market. People are just taking up the deals left and right. Now I'm looking for the new whatever, the 4000 series, but I might just get the NVIDIA 3090 if I can, and say, hey guys, find this for me somewhere. unavailable within 50 miles and delivery not available. So they're probably sold out of this actually. But I don't want the titanium one. I don't care about the look of it. I just want it to work. But yeah, I'm building a PC pretty soon, and it's already going to cost me, without that, it's going to cost me already like $1,600. So that'll be fun. There we go. Okay. And hey, Lagrasso, do I think XRP could be a catalyst to get some mean reversion to Bitcoin? I mean, a little bit, but ultimately it might be a pump for maybe 1 or 2 more days. If it's timed right, the news comes out at a good technical moment for Bitcoin, that could really give it a good little kick and a little bit of spice, so to speak. But you know, it's going to have to match up with Bitcoin's charts. The thing I think we're all going to be looking for here as far as XRP, I mean, I think we're all pretty sure that XRP is going to win the case at this point. I want to see them win the case, but I think what's going to come out of this is a whole bunch of clarity about what a security is, what crypto is. That way the SEC can't keep playing games about this is a security versus this isn't a security. They're gonna be forced to have clarity, and that clarity is, until it's changed under law by governments around the world, you know, at least in America, it's going to be the go-to of, hey, this is what this case said. SEC can't do this. Now they're breaking their own rules. You know, that's what's going to happen, and that should give a boost to Bitcoin. Hopefully for more than just a day, but you know, most likely maybe 1 to 2 days if it's at a good technical spot. So yeah, it could definitely give a good boost to it. I'm really watching this court case, and I just really want it to end. I think we all just want XRP to win and the SEC to just get a big middle finger to the face and be like, yeah, you know, SEC, you've had better days. And hey, Keezy, I do not own any NFTs. I may get into NFTs down the road. I just don't see the point of them right now. I've been meeting with a whole bunch of smaller startups in Seattle and the Bellevue area and, you know, Washington State. They have NFTs and stuff like that, but it's more for like causes at this point. So like you could earn money from NFTs in certain ways, which I kind of like. It's kind of like investment vehicles, and like, you know, so they're getting like the companies I talk to, they're getting funding from Amazon, Google Cloud, AWS, like the Amazon, you know, cloud stuff. They're getting funding and they're growing, but you know, I might buy one just for the fun of it. But the ones I've been looking at are mostly have to do with climate change and stuff like that. So like I'd pay $20 and maybe I can, you know, I'm doing a little bit to help these people do climate change effects. And this is most likely more of the blockchain, not so much of like trying to buy something to make money, but like trying to do a little bit of investment, see what this NFT is worth down the road. But yeah, I'm not too much of an expert on NFTs at all. I'm trying to read more books about them. I'm in an NFT group on Telegram. They seem like chill people, but even to this day, I just flat out ask them, why do you guys like NFTs? Seattle is going to have its first NFT event this week. The first one, or like sometime next week. Let me see if I can find it for you. NFT Seattle. Yeah, it's going to be at the Seattle NFT Museum. We have an NFT museum, guys. NFT Seattle, yeah. September 30th to October 1st. I'm not going to go there if I have to pay for it. The ticket's like $100. I'm not going to do it. If they give me a media pass, awesome. I've gotten a couple of media passes before, but basically, like, it's still new, right? A general admission is $209. I'm not paying for that. But you know, VIP access, no. I want a media ticket. Hopefully that'll work out. But again, even just looking at this website, I know it doesn't look like it to you. This doesn't actually pass my website test, mostly because the Twitter symbol is above this travel message, right? It irks me. It irks me a lot. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get a media pass, but I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to pay to go there, because if it's a 2-day event, I am going to get a hotel room here up in Seattle. It probably cost me like $200 just for the hotel room. I'm not going to. Am I lazy enough to get a hotel room? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not going to be taking the train all the way back down, because after parties, get drunk. Who wants to take a train while drunk? But yeah, I don't know much about them. I need to go. I need to learn more about them. But at this point, I just don't. I do not know enough about NFTs to really buy any out of there right now. If I ever get in NFTs, they'd be very, very small, cheap ones that I could buy for small amounts of money, and they would have to be part of a project that I believe in wholeheartedly, and I would use it as if it makes me money, awesome. Otherwise, it just is just my way of donating to the actual company. That's how I would have to look at it if I'm buying an NFT though. Let's see, Google as a dividend stock. Yes. So when it comes to Google, I like it as a dividend stock, but I'm holding it for a while. I'd be holding it for years. It's not something I'd just be holding through this bear market. It's something I'd be holding for years. Let's see. A stock that's been holding up pretty well is Monster Energy. Oh, I mean, the people are still driving, people are still traveling. They need something to keep them going. I feel like everybody, as people get back to work, people probably have to get more energy drinks to actually get through the workday. What's your opinion on AMC Ape? Do you think it reached the bottom and ready for a reversal? And where do you see it going? I'm thinking investing 10K because I want to see it run back to 6. So those, you know, are definitely more of the gambling stocks, the gambling moves. So I usually don't pay attention to them too much. But as far as the technicals on them, you're talking about AMC. You say AMC? Yeah, AMC. Okay, we'll do one of them. AMC right here. It's at 7. You talked about Ape. Let me see Ape. I don't know. Ape. Okay, this is the one you're talking about. You want to see it do a run up to $6? Based off of this, I would have no idea. What you might be able to do is maybe do some type of Fibonacci extension level going reversed here. So they have a high, a low, a high. It found a little bit of support right here, but kept on coming back down. So it's not even honoring the resistance levels too much right now. So I can't give you a good idea of what the heck this is going to do. It's a very high risk play. If you want to buy into it, Ape, or yeah, Ape, I guess it's AMC now, but it's at $3.42. It's been down for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. I mean, yeah, you could hope for a reversal. I would probably just have a pretty tight stop loss just to protect yourself, but you could definitely make that trade. It's just more of a gambling trade, I guess you would say, because the technicals right now are not going to be too helpful for you at this moment in time. As far as Ape Coin's concerned, let me see if Ape Coin does anything. There it is. That's the resistance. Okay. I think ApeCoin shows a lot more promise as an opportunity to break above the 20-week moving average here. You still have a pretty nice trend line here that hasn't been broken. That's nice. The last trend line that was broken was right here, and you can see this was an easy trade, an easy short, a good opportunity to make some money. Going forward though on the daily chart, stay above this line and I think you should be solid. I would like to see this general uptrend continue. That, and maybe break out above it in the next few days or so, hopefully sometime next week. I would like to see a breakout happen though, if I wanted to buy into this. Otherwise, let's see, did we have a breakout here? I guess it really never worked out for us too well. Broke out there, came back down. Yeah, that wasn't really a good one. Anything else could really pull this down to? Looked like it was a solid move right there. Yeah. Yeah, no breakouts right there. Finally broke out right there. Bounced up. Okay. So what we're looking at right now is a breakout that happened for ApeCoin back over here on September 9th. It's still chugging up. It's still making a decent move. I guess from the breakout, you saw that it moved up about, currently it's about 10%. At the height, it was up like 27%. So the breakout actually worked out pretty well. It made people some money if you could kind of bear with this nasty move. It made it halfway in between. But you're looking closer to a golden cross here. That may open up some light. I would probably want to buy this towards the lower end of this trend line though, if for ApeCoin, and then hope it can reverse and continue the move to chug back up here bit by bit. That's what I'd be hoping for right there, but right now it seems a little bit too expensive for me. Oh, that's not what I want. I want this one. Yeah, there we go. See, NA discount. I have RYLD and QYLD in my portfolio only for monthly dividend for cash infusion for DCA. Okay, that's a solid plan right there. That's definitely a solid plan. If you're going to be keeping those things for a while, that's definitely a good plan right there. Let's see. Hey, Keezy. Well, we don't. You are our guidance. I appreciate that. Oh, and hey, Slimy. Hi, me. Happy to see you back, my man. Robinhood screwed me over by selling a strangle I had on FOMC day for a big loss. So I'm changing brokers. What brokers do you recommend for options trading? TD Ameritrade. I mean, there's TD Ameritrade, there's Webull if you want an app, but honestly, I love TD Ameritrade. They have Thinkorswim platform. It's absolutely amazing. There's also Fidelity if you like one right there, or E-Traders if you like that. Usually you're going to be going for the feel, but when it comes to stocks, I'm a huge TD Ameritrade guy. Now, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. When it comes to Thinkorswim, you know, you're going to be looking at how you like it, the vibe. Oh, maybe I should go here. Thinkorswim. Did I spell that right? I did. Okay, good. You can go to images and you can kind of see what you're going to be looking at if you sign up for it. So everything's a little bit different. All of these exchanges look vastly different from each other. So Thinkorswim kind of looks like that. It really does just look like that. Let's zoom in here at 150%. Oh, no, I won't let me zoom in too much. That's basically what it looks like right there. You can have, the reason I like it here is on the left-hand side of my screen, I have my assets. Below that, I have CNBC running, so I can actually listen to CNBC live. They also have TD Ameritrade's own network on it as well. Below that, I have level 2 data. Below that, well, actually, that's all I have. Lots of level 2 data. And at the bottom, sometimes I have breaking news events being shown to me, and I'll get a little ping if the news is actually affecting one of my open positions. But then you can see you have all of your data over here. You can have, if you like to do day trading, you can have this open market. We can trade by blocks. A lot of cool stuff. You can also trade Forex if you want to, which has been really good lately. Gold, silver, commodities, all types of good stuff. So that's what Thinkorswim looks like right here. There's also, here's Thinkorswim as well, but you can go with E-Trade. E-Trade looks fine too. Right, looks a little bit more basic. Maybe just TD Ameritrade looks even older, but that's what it looks like. Over here, you can see option spreads. It looks like E-Trade option spreads probably look a little bit nicer here, but so option spread that zoom looked loaded in option spreads, or I can go with Fidelity. Oh, I misspelled Fidelity so bad. That's fine. Oh, okay. I should probably just say trading platform. Oh, okay. That's not the one. Looks a little bit different. Looks a lot different, right? Looks very much different than all the other ones. So looks different. So everything's in a kind of different spot. I'd probably say look at all of them, see which one kind of fits your fancy for most, but I'm a TD Ameritrade guy through and through. I've been using TD Ameritrade even when they were charging me $6 a trade, and I'm still using them. But you know, I like TD Ameritrade. You already know this by now, but I would also just check out E-Trade and check out Fidelity and see which one actually works for you. Some people I know really like E-Trade. Some people I know hate TD Ameritrade. Like TD Ameritrade has a learning curve on it, but once you master that learning curve, you got hotkeys going for you. You got a whole bunch of bells and whistles. But if you don't like the bells and whistles and you don't like to, you know, TD Ameritrade is something you grow into. Fidelity is something where you become good at it. You work at it really fast, and then maybe over time you might have to move somewhere else. But most people are fine with how far Fidelity or E-Trade can really take you. So, you know, it just depends on how you want to do everything. But yeah, TD Ameritrade all the way for me. And they have a really good app as well. All of them do, but TD Ameritrade's app, it's nice. You guys have seen this, the pictures of the app, I think. No. Let me see. Do I have it anymore? YouTube files, patterns. Do I have? I don't even think I have that picture anymore. No, I took it off. You guys saw the profits. You guys know that when I show you guys profits, that's from the TD Ameritrade charts. Yeah. Now, only thing I have a lot of pictures, but they're not that type of stuff. I have a whole bunch of pictures from that artificial intelligence making art. I got stuff like this on it, like a whole bunch of random stuff. This is supposed to be a galaxy in a bottle. Looks freaking dope. It looks awesome. I want to get like a painting of that, or a picture of it on my wall here. That type of stuff. I love it so much. Okay. And hey, Sivas, happy to see you back, my man. Hope you're doing well. And hey, Cape Cod, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it very much. And hey, sorry, Shannon. When's my birthday? My birthday is September 29th, so it's like next week or something like that. Yeah, it's next Thursday actually. So I'll probably be taking that day off from streaming, and I'll probably stream Friday. I don't know what I'm gonna do doing Thursday though. Oh, I'm gonna be barbecuing with my family. I just bought some ribs today, but those are for tomorrow. I ended up going to that place, Stewart's Meats. So we ended up going here today. I walked to my mom and we took a number and we kind of had to wait a little bit of time. But I got Loki some, I got him a bunch of raw bones, chicken necks, turkey, chicken backs, turkey necks, and ground pet. No, I didn't get him any ground pet food, but I got him a bunch of stuff for him to try out. And basically what I got from my mom here is, oh, it opens up another picture here, doesn't it? How does that work? You guys can't see that. Well, basically what I ended up getting her was alligator and Dewey. So she hasn't had alligator meat in a hot minute. So I got some alligator and Dewey. For me, I ended up getting some pork. I got me some pork. I got, what are those things? Baby back ribs. No, marinated baby back ribs for like $6-7 a pound. I think that was a good deal, I think. So I got some of those. Those are pretty good. I also got some bacon, and I also got some a whole bunch of smoked meats, I guess. We got jerky, we got red pepper jerky, black pepper jerky. We got Cajun and Dewey. We got extra hot pepperoni. We got some jalapeno pepperoni, and I think some like cheesy jalapeno pepperoni. So I spent a lot of money today, guys, on my mom and sister, but they like this stuff, so I was happy. But yeah, it's been a long day, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna go over there and buy some more ribs next week. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see. And hey, Cape Cod, didn't we have a big crash in June and now? Seems like this week was a crash. No, a crash is usually like a few weeks of dropping down at least like $2,000 to $3,000 for Bitcoin. So, you know, as we zoom out just a little bit here, let's go to another chart. Oops, this is not the one I want to go. Let's squeeze it down. Okay, phew. Back over here. You know, going over to Bitcoin's charts, let me get rid of all this stuff. Let's go over to the weekly chart. Let's go to auto. There we go. Actually, let's go over here to Coinbase. Open that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So whenever we have these like crashes, they're usually like for a few weeks. You know, if you want to do a weekly crash like this crash that everybody was freaking out about last time, you know, back in January, that was a 21% down week. So 21% down in a week. Over here, this crash had about 37% in 3 weeks, or from high to low, we dropped down about 30% in 1 week. So pretty drastic drops. And this example right here, I don't want to zoom in there. For the 1 week here, we ended up dropping about 34%. All we've really seen here in the last week was 15%. Last week to now is like 16%. We haven't really had a crash yet. Now we may not have a crash for a while. We may have the NASDAQ bounce up above the moving averages, right? And that may end up causing us to have a solid bounce going into something for the next few weeks, and then Bitcoin actually making a move up. But ultimately, you know, that crash, whatever it comes, it'll probably drop us down to like, what did I say, 16,000, 15,000, like 15,000, 14,000. Let's just say 16,000 for now. You know, that week, 19,000 to 16,000, that's about 15%. So if we do go to 15,000, yeah, that's more that 20% drop that we're looking for. But you could make it within the 2 to 3 weeks. So like if we come back, let's say we drop down to 16,000 by next week, by the end of next week. You know, if we kind of go back in time a little bit, since that crash started, go to 16,000, now we're down about 30%. So we would have to have a pretty sizable fall now to have a crash. Everything else now has been mostly dips, just mostly dips here. This one was almost a crash though. You know, that was in about 22% in 2 weeks. Not too bad at all right there. We had a nice little reversal, came back down a little bit, but not necessarily a monster crash just yet. Crashes are more of these nasty wick lines, nasty moves right there, nasty moves right there. In fact, the January lows weren't even too bad compared to everything else. But that's because everybody was trying to stabilize after how crazy everything had turned into, because we had just broken down below a double a head and shoulders, so a shoulder, head and shoulders, and we were just coming back down to support and then just, you know, chilling off for a little bit because the economy wasn't as bad then. Guys, remember, back over here, everybody was still in denial that the economy was slowing down, not even slowing down, that inflation was starting to peak around this time, or just coming out of the woodwork. Remember, supply chain issues, politicians doing politician things. So, you know, a lot has changed since then, I guess you would say. And hey, Dex, I think I broke out of the downtrend. It's been doing well so far. It hasn't broken down completely, but here, if it can just get back above this 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart, there's a strong sign that Bitcoin would just tear until tomorrow. And I would love to see that. I don't know if it's going to happen, you know, because the market's not open. Bitcoin really is just going to be doing its own thing, of course. But as you guys can see, the 4-hour charts are leveling out. We have an opportunity over the next few hours to have the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart cross above the 50. That could be a good golden cross, taking us back up to at least 20,000. Then, of course, we got to deal with the 20 here that, you know, we dealt with it before. But last time we ran into it, we got rejected a few times, waited a little bit, and then big pop. If we do have a big reversal here, I would like to see us get back up towards $22,000, $23,000. I'd be happy to sell off about 60 to 80% of my assets there, as far as the trades I'm making now. And then I'd like to just wait and see what happens with the rest of my money. And then Monday, depending on how everything goes, you know, going into the next couple weeks, I may add new positions. You know, maybe I sell a lot of my positions right around here, but if we break above the 200, I'm back in buying even more and seeing what happens with those ones as well. So I'll be doing a lot of smaller trades, and then I'll be having one trade right now that I'm scaling out of if we kind of bounce back up towards 20,000 or so. But then I'll still have like 40% of the assets left over to see what happens if we manage to break out above the 200 here. That's my hope, at least. But yeah, we're like, you could even say we've broken out of the downtrend and now we're just more in a sideways trend. I actually think that'd be an okay thing to say right now. Still kind of in the middle of, you know, the gray zone, but I think it would be still fine to say. Let's see. There you go. Hey, Algorand's been making a lot of money, GT. As long as it's making people money, they're going to keep on going back to that sucker time and time again. And hey, Kevin, NASDAQ, SPY, and Ethereum, the Bitcoin, they're all in descending, broadening wedges. If they can just break out, that's what we're going to be hoping for. But man, let's see. And hey, Kevin, yes, they are. You just never know when, but they should be breaking out. They're usually the bullish patterns. They are, because historically, you know, they can't just keep on falling down. And usually, when you have that really overextended line, so if I would just do this, how do I want to do this right here? You know, something like that. I know this is, maybe it'll be better to make it look more like that, I guess. You know, the asset can go in here and bounce around, but eventually it is going to have to break out, because what it's going to do, just keep, like, every once in a while it does break down, but most of the time it breaks out. You buy right there, and then you're just kind of riding it along and kind of scaling out at each one of these previous peaks, and you're able to make a good amount of money off of that. That's definitely a good trade. That's definitely a bullish move. Yes, a bullish pattern. Excuse me, a bullish pattern. Oh man, I shouldn't have drawn all those lines. Okay, I know what to do. Loophole. All right. There you go. But I'm really hoping that Bitcoin can break out above it. I don't know if it is, but I'm really hoping, guys, over the next, like, when I wake up tomorrow, I want to see Bitcoin up like 500 points. I want to see us yeah, it's up 500, because that means we'll be up like 600 points compared to where we are now, maybe 700 points. And then we've managed to break above the 50. We have a golden cross coming in, and I'm looking very, very happy. Will that happen? Who knows? That's why I took a smaller position, but we have bottomed out a little bit, and I'd like to see that reversal happen between the 50, 20, and the 200 moving averages on the 4-hour chart specifically. And hey, Sticks, NVIDIA just lost a huge board partner in EVGA. Dude, they ticked off EVGA royally. EVGA, they have every right to go. I have EVGA, I have EVGA on my GeForce RTX, whatever it is right now, and it's all glowing. EVGA, they ticked them off a lot. they really should not have been so hard on them as far as making them buy everything at retail rates. I can really understand EVGA being really ticked off. I really understand it, and I'm like, go for it, EVGA. Nvidia is going to be hurting for a while after that, because EVGA is a trusted brand with great customer service. Nvidia is going to, their reputation is hurt by this quite a bit. And hey, Keegan, Michael got a job out in Seattle next April. Hey, congratulations. Seattle is a wonderful town. They're cleaning it up a lot. I've been really happy about that. And the people out here, while we do have something called the Seattle Freeze, when you find your friend group, and you can have a lot of fun. And we have a lot of good nightlife stuff. You know, Tacoma is okay nightlife, but Seattle, it's where you can have a lot of fun and just have, I don't know if you like coffee or tea, but we have a lot of the best tea ever, a lot of the best coffee ever, and you can feel really bougie about it while you drink it. And it's kind of, I did see that trailer. It looks great. I cannot wait for the new God of War series to come out. I don't even know if I've actually seen that last trailer. If it's come out recently, I probably didn't see it, but I saw the first trailer, I think, that came out, maybe the second trailer, I don't know. But I saw, you know, an older Atreus. I really want to see that game. I really want to play that game. I was going to buy a Sony PS5, but then they upped the price. And then I'm like, again, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, do you not want me to buy it? So I just annoying me royally right now with Sony. But yeah, that game looks freaking awesome. I might just buy it on my PS4 Pro and see how it works out. But I feel like it'd be much better if I have it. Like, again, I have a gaming TV that has built-in NVIDIA graphics cards into it, and NVIDIA GeForce, not graphics card, but just GeForce, G-Sync. If I can get a PS5, I'd be very, very happy with that. Let's see. And a Cape COD, I did both ApeCoin and Ape the stock as far as like AMC stock is concerned. And hey, KTX, I can take a look at Chili's. Excuse me, I don't know why I was messed up talking about it. It's down 2%, but that's again because of this big move that it had. I'd probably look at the 4-hour chart. We're coming back down a little bit. Still good on the moving averages here. I mean, you really don't want to see this drop down below around like 25.5 cents or so. You want to see it stabilize if you're still in this trade. Otherwise, where are we looking? Resistance there, some resistance there, some resistance there. Yeah, you probably don't want to see it really drop too much further below 26 cents, 25.5 cents or so. You want to see it bounce off it if possible. Then you want to see it rip past 27 cents, which is going to be a level of resistance. Same was over here. And then you want to see if it can go back up towards 28 cents. If you're really lucky, your price target right now is going to be closer to 30, 31 cents. That's the goal here. Let me see if I can back up a little bit though, go to the daily chart and see if there's another Fibonacci level I could look at, because there should be a few here. You broke it above that. Yeah, same resistance right there as a while ago. Let's go to the smaller one first. I want to try the smaller one. I want to do a larger one. Perfect right there. Broke out above right there. Okay, so you can see how these initial small ones, they can be very, very valuable down the road. I would have probably sold right there. Broke out right there. That's nice. Hit right there perfectly. So it is pretty overextended from this first level. Let me back up a little bit more as far as Chili's is concerned. I'm going to go low, high, low, or low, high, low, or low, high, low. Gosh, there's a lot to choose from here. There we go. Hit that one target perfectly as well. Resistance there, resistance there, resistance there, resistance there, there. This is the one. Okay. Okay, so it did hit a price target here, so they'll be a little bit more careful about it. But you know, if you do want to buy in, I mean, the way this daily chart looks like, it could just definitely dump throughout the rest of the day, though. Look how much of that pop it had. I would say if you want to make a short-term trade, maybe on the 4-hour chart or so, you can try to buy around that 25.5 cent level. But personally, the way I'm looking at this daily chart now, since we did just hit this price target, we managed to just break out above it. You see the support that we're getting now is that level of resistance that we tried to break out of a while ago. You might be able to buy this sometime like Wednesday or Thursday, like for like 24 cents, 25 cents. And it's not like this is the largest drop, but you know, this is a 5%, 6% drop. You might want to be careful with this. If Bitcoin can find a reason to rally, I think this would just be a nasty wick today. And then you would actually have a nice boost going all the way up to 30 cents by the end of the day if Bitcoin can also have a rally there. So I think the opportunity is there. I'd probably try to buy around 25.5 cents. If you're looking for more of a day trade out of it. If you're looking for more of a swing trade, I'd probably look closer, like around 24 cents or so. But yeah, it looks fine to me. It's something that I would say you probably want to have on your watch list right now. Same with Bitcoin right now. This is the daily chart now. While kind of having a little bit of a nudge, I'm really hoping that by the end of the day for Bitcoin, we can be breaking above the 20 moving average here. Those nice long candles when we break above and below moving averages, that's what I'm hoping for. Will we get it? Who knows? It might happen Sunday. It might happen Monday. We'll see. But I have a stop loss of like 18,000 bucks or so. So, you know, let's see how this let's see how this goes, right? We may just start teetering down to 16,000 before you know it. And that's why I'm only putting in some small positions right now, because I don't want to be too worried. I don't want to overthink this too much. There you go. Yeah, there we are. And thanks, David. I appreciate it for the happy early birthday. Let's see. I thought you were originally talking about ape. Oops. Oh no, ape and ape coin. We're talking about it both. Let's see. I heard Iran have a huge protest due to women movement this week. I have been following it too much, but I do know there's some riots going on, some big protests going on. Good for them. Middle East has always had their problems. Same with us over here. We all have our problems across the world. I hope they're able to get some reforms done. I don't think people should have to wear that stuff if they don't want to. You know, if it's their choice, awesome. If it's not their choice, you don't have to wear it. Hopefully over time, they kind of, the governments kind of change up a little bit. And then it's Cape Cod. I appreciate it. Dang, that's a lot of meat. There we go. Let's see. Oh, but yeah, Cape Cod in June, we did have a crash. That was a crash. Yes. NA Cape, do I think the whole entire market is going to be crashing? Oh, probably down sometime next year or over the next few months. Yeah, we're probably going to have a larger crash. Yeah. I've been pretty bearish about the market for a while. What I do is I dollar cost average and I buy up a lot of assets as we kind of come down. But the way I tend to trade is I tend to just kind of keep what I'm holding as my buying. And I just open up long-term shorts on platforms, whether it's Femex, BitGet, KuCoin, whatever you guys are trading on, Binance, whatever. Long-term shorts have been serving me well during this bear market. Like I'm talking about 2%, 5% leverage, nothing really higher than that, because it gets a little bit more risky, especially if you have a pump out of nowhere after you buy. Because it was a lot easier to do this back when Bitcoin was like at 50,000, and after that death cross, even before then. Now we're kind of more like closer to the bottom than we are towards the top type of thing. But yeah, I mean, I think the market's going to be coming back down. I can't time anything, of course. I can just kind of give you guys some guidance, but I have no idea exactly when it's going to happen. But I do feel like the market is going to crash sometime down the road. Yeah. I don't think 17,000 or current bottom. I don't think that's going to be the bottom we have through this bear market. The problem here is the NASDAQ going to bounce? Because we could have a really nice bounce next week, or going into the week after that, going into October, we could have a really, really nice bounce. Or are we just going to have like a 1 or 2 week bounce, maybe 3 week bounce from this week, and like going into next week, the week after that, the week after that, and then like towards the end of October, we just flat out crash. There's so many different things that could be happening. I'm planning out for all of them, but there's not going to be any way I know exactly when the market's going to be crashing. I just think eventually we're probably going to hit that $16,000, $17,000 level, $15,000 level, $16,000, probably even $14,000 level. And that's where things make it a little bit more tricky. But yeah, I think the market eventually is going to be going down, but I have no idea exactly when. If we go off a Fibonacci circle, it's probably sometime in October, just November. And hey, Kevin, I would assume just traditionally we have a breakout. I would be betting on the breakout. That's one of the reasons I'm buying right now. However, I've only been doing a small position just because I'm worried about what may happen this weekend, just because of all these bearish signs the market's been having. But yeah, I'd probably still buy the safest thing you could do is buy the breakout. I'm just being a little bit more preemptive because I just wanted to buy closer to relative lows. So when I bought this morning, I was buying at a relative low, like over here. I'm hoping we can break this, so we have lower highs now, lower high, a high, a lower high, a lower high. I want to see if we can break out of that cycle and, you know, higher lows, break out and move up towards 20,000, 22,000, 23,000 if we're lucky. I want to see this be the catalyst that really brings us back up to these levels. And hopefully, let me go to like the hour chart, I guess. You know, back up here. If we're lucky, back up here. I really hope back up here, but we're going to have to wait. You know, if I use a Fibonacci resistance level, extension level now, low. Oh, let me get my magnet on here. Price target right now is probably closer to 19,994 to 20,000. Up here we have one at 20,941, so like almost 21,000. Then after that we get up here towards 22,589. Kind of matches up with this resistance level we had over here. So maybe if we're lucky, we only get up here to $22,500. Maybe we don't get up to $24,000 like I kind of want to, but I'm still happy. Up here we have 24,335. If you think about that, that takes us back over here. I doubt we're going to get any higher than that. I really do. But I'd probably say I'd be happy with this 22,500 level. If we get up to here to if we get up to here to 24,000, that would probably take a week plus, but it's possible, but it would take a while. I only want to really, you know, make some smaller trades, scale out somewhere around the $20,000 mark, and then leave that last 40% in, move that stop loss to where I bought right around here on 18,600. And so no matter what happens, you know, if I scale it up here at 20,000 and Bitcoin's just chilling up here, worst thing that happens is it comes all the way back down here to where I bought 18,600 and I lose nothing, but I still make the 60% of the profit from buying down here and selling up here. So I still work with profit, but I did give up a little bit of profit. I will give up a little bit of profit if it does come all the way back down. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. It's a small position right now with like a 10x leverage on some positions, 5x leverage on others. So my stop loss will make me lose 30%. If it does come all the way back down to $18,000, I will lose 30% of that trade, which will be around, with all the money together, probably around like 600, 700 bucks, which is fine. But if it goes up, you know, then I can be in some really good money. So where, you know, instead of being down 3% technically, you know, I'd be up 18,600 ish. You know, then I'm up 7%, and then I'm up 70%. You know, so you know, the risk management is there, but it's still a risky play, I would say. But you got to be watching for some breakouts as well. There we go. All right, let's go to the 15-minute chart. And I'll watch to see how all this plays out. Let's see. I need to watch the GOWR State of Play September 22 trailer that came out like 10 days ago. Oh, I have not seen that yet. Okay, I will definitely watch that then. Let's see. I should do a reaction on stream. I do want to do some type of gaming channel, but I don't know how to stream games. I'd probably have to do it on my computer somehow. But I have like so many, like one of the things I want to do, I want to keep on talking about crypto next year when I move to Nicaragua, the year after that, if I move to Nicaragua in 2024. But I want to buy a really fancy drone that's like literally like $4,000 drone, and I want to fly it around the house in Nicaragua, and I want to do all these cool nature shots where I can be taking videos of the water and relax, like all in like 4K or 6K video, and then upload them for like a nature relaxing channel just as a hobby. I'd really enjoy that quite a bit. Yeah, no worries, KTX. And hey, Kona, appreciate it very, very much. And hey, Brightest, my wife is in the hospital again, sick on bones are infected. Sorry to hear that, my man. Hopefully she does well. My mom was almost in the hospital a few days ago, but she, her doctor came to see her at Dallas and said, yeah, take these pills, but you know, go with this prescription, but don't, you don't need to go to the hospital. But hope she feels better very, very soon, my man. And hey, Nick, have I talked about Doge tonight? A little bit about Doge. I can talk about it very fast before I end the stream off here. So Dogecoin right now, we've kind of hit this low spot again. You guys remember this low we experienced over here in June, where we've hit that zone again. What I'm kind of bullish about Doge right now is the fact that looking at the NASDAQ, which we've been talking about for a while, Nick, we're very, very close to actually tapping on the 200 daily moving average. We haven't touched it just yet, so we might actually touch it sometime next week. But historically, we bounce off of this. So we didn't bounce off of it here because we didn't come into contact with it. You'll see this actually, I think, back in 2008 as well. So if we go to 2008, You see how we came close, but we bounced off it anyway. Over here, we bounced and then we eventually crashed. So we'll probably eventually crash. Dogecoin probably crash as well if we kind of follow this method. But we did bounce off of it pretty well in 2008. And during the dot-com bubble in 2001, we did actually bounce off it quite a bit as well. So I'm hoping that Dogecoin will have a bounce with the NASDAQ if this pattern kind of persists or it kind of happens again. And that can lead us to actually, for the first time since 2021, break out above the 20-week moving average, which could have a huge move for Dogecoin. And in theory, could start Dogecoin off with a formal double bottom, where our goal is to break above the 0.0897 cents, 9 cents basically, where we try to close above the 9-cent range and then have a full-on breakout closer to like 12 cents or so. I'm hoping for it to happen. I don't know if it is going to happen. I'd be hoping for it to kind of match 11 cents for this old support level. If you go over here to Fibonacci retracement zones, high, low right there. Depending on how you want to do this, I'd probably even do it another way. But you can see there was some resistance around 12 cents and then some resistance up here around 19. 19 seems a little bit out of reach to me, of course. But I would say with these double bottoms right now, there's an opportunity for it to get back up towards 10. And then if we're really lucky up here towards 15, again, it seems a little bit out of reach, but if we do have a full on double bottom, we could have a pretty sizable move. I would probably say though, I would be scaling out quite a bit, anywhere between the 8-cent range and the 11-cent range. Because I'd be buying heavily, or for a trade, I'd be buying heavily to see what happens if we manage to close. I want to see if we can close above the 20-week moving average. We broke above them twice over here, huge moves, but guess what? Both times we closed below it on the weekly. I want to see us close above this on the weekly, and that could be a huge catalyst for Dogecoin to have a big run up and get back in the news again and have a whole bunch of fun with a lot of us out there. I'll make a video about it probably Sunday, actually. And it could be LMS. I noticed Doge stronger versus Bitcoin and USD. Yeah, it's been doing very, very well. It had a little bit of a pop today. I don't exactly know the catalyst. It's been coming back down a little bit, but it has a pretty good catalyst. I think it may be making that run back up towards 20-week moving average. I would like to see if that does occur. But at this point in time, you know, if you guys are looking for another signal, we want to see the 20-day or the 50-day moving averages close above the 200. That hasn't happened since, again, September of 2021. It's been a hot minute. And the last golden cross we had happen with Dogecoin was all the way over here where the 50 and 20 crossed above it. That was in 2020. Big moon afterwards. I don't think this is going to happen again, honestly, as far as like the big moon after the golden cross. But it would be the first golden cross if we can stay at these levels. You know, if we don't crash in October. If we don't crash in October, Dogecoin can really have a mega month. It's going to be really hard to not crash in October. Because remember, every time we get kind of close to these resistance levels, we get close, the market kind of pushes us down so it doesn't happen. So you guys know the market has a way of trying to stop these things from occurring. But if we go over here to the weekly chart, we do have the opportunity to have a double bottom reversal, break out above the 9-cent neckline here, and then try to soar towards 11, 12 cents if we're lucky. Oh, Doge is popping off because of a whale buying. That makes sense right there. Okay. There we go. Let's see. And hey, Nick, as far as Dogecoin, I think it's safe to hold it, but you don't want to be over invested. You want to have a balanced portfolio. And remember, for me, 80% of all of my assets are in cash. I only have a certain part of my money in the market right now. The majority of my assets are in cash because I think the market is going to be going down the road and I want to have a lot of cash to buy everything up with. So, you know, don't put your life savings into it, or don't put your entire 401k into Dogecoin, stuff like that. I mean, it probably work out in the long term, but it can be kind of disheartening to watch your 401ks or your positions go down quite a bit over time. Okay. But okay, everybody, it's been a good few hours stream with you guys today. I need to go get some dinner. I am freaking starving. I'm going to go get myself some alligator meat because I want to try some of this alligator meat. And I will see you guys Monday. But for you members out there, for everybody that's a Sapphire level member or a Diamond level member, I'll be streaming tomorrow live for you guys for a couple hours around noon to 2 o'clock. And then we're going to be doing deep dives in a whole bunch of stocks, and we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of option flow data, and we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of options to kind of see how you guys can make some money over the next few weeks, or at least draw out some patterns. So by the time this big move happens, you guys will know how to trade it for a significant amount of money, because the last few options I gave you guys, I try to give you guys the options like once a month to make, you know, the really good options when I do it. The last options I gave you guys were Tesla ended up going up like 100%. These are puts, of course, so we expected the market to come down. What else came out? Nvidia was up 1,000%, Apple was up 200%, and Netflix only went up like 40%. So that was the kind of the lagger here. But again, when your worst play only goes up 40%, I think that's a pretty good accomplishment there, right? All right. But okay, buddy, happy to see you guys back. I will see you guys, some of you guys tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you guys Monday. Have a great day and get some